This is video 8. Today we are going to work on the front end UI. So you're going to see a lot of code moved over from my existing project. I'm going to offer up the actual repo to this. So while I'm building it, you can move code over as well and do some cleanup with me. The biggest thing I want you to see in here is just how templates work with Ember and how we can get routing easily generated in your project. All right, so Ember G route, and what we're going to call this is the about page. So about us. What I'm going to do is -p. That just means I'm going to put it in a pod. I'm going to put it in its own directory. If I just hit enter before I typed in -p, it would separate all the files out and it would put one file in template folder, one file in a route folder. And right now I like keeping mine all together. So if I go to about folder, I can see there's a route, there's a template, and there's a controller. Now for static pages, we don't need a controller. We just need a route and a template HBS file. Okay, so as you can see, this file is created with a route and template. You can see the folder here. When we click in it, it just says outlets. Now, just to show you what this looks like in the browser, we're just going to say this is the about page. We'll save that. And now inside the application, because this is where our welcome page is, we need to change this and add a route. So you're probably wondering, well, what does outlet do? Well, inside outlet, handlebars always treats outlet is like, I would refer it, if you're coming from React, to almost like a higher order component, but I wouldn't say it's specifically that because I know Ember handles it a little differently. But when you see outlet, it allows you to basically route everything from application to wherever you would like to go. And for us, we want to go to the About Us page. So what we need to do is create a link. And I believe that needs to be capital. And then I think it said 2. I think we can just do About Us and do that. Actually, let's do About and then do link and see if this works. Now we can check something else that I haven't mentioned, and that is our route.js file. So as you can see, this .route about -us, that is handling our routes for Ember. So if we go about -us, which is the same as the folder, then we should be able to route to this page. Now, let's just see if this is actually working. 2 ways we can get our server running: Ember S or npm start. So once we run that, we can go to localhost 4200. Let's just go ahead and open up Chrome or Brave browser, whichever one you are using. I'll be switching over to Brave shortly. Let's do new file, localhost 4200. Hit enter. And as you can see, we have a blank page, which is showing that it was the welcome page and now it's blank. Let me do some tests here just to see. We may be not using link properly. So let's just type in some text here. refresh. Okay, some text. Now, something else we could do really quickly just to see if About Us is working. Some text, this is the About page. So going to that About Dash Us allows us to access inside that folder. Now, if we want to link to it, I know that Ember has updated, so let's look up Ember.js link routes. So we go to links, templates, Ember guides. So link to. So as you can see, we need double curly brackets and do link. I know that's the syntax should have been changed, so I'm a little surprised that it's showing. This may be, yeah, this is the older version, Vue 3.19. Yeah, okay, so this is at route, and then you type in dot instead of dash. Well, we'll see. At model, interesting. Okay, let's copy this example over. Oh, I see why they have at model. We're not passing any models through, so my goodness, come on. Link to. Okay, so we'll come back over here. And to get this link working, apparently we didn't have it typed out correctly. Let's look at the example. So it's not a dash, it's just a capital. So this looks a lot more similar to something in React, except for that, the at. You don't really do at route in Ember. But the syntax with the angle brackets does, and that's nice. All right, so let's remove that because that's not what we want, and then save that. Now, if we go back to the other page, it should show us a link here. Boom. There we go. All right, so that's a simple way to get routes linking to one another. You can go back and do that. Even if we want to go back to the home page, we could simply take this, copy it, go into the place where we have the About Dash Us, and then we can just do, hey, let's go back to home. Home there, I don't know why I auto-corrected to that. And I believe you can do that. Let's try that and see if that works. Interesting. Okay. Well, then how would you route back to root? Before, it was just About Dash Us. Maybe we have to add it in here. I don't know. Let's try this. There you go. So if you want to route back to the home page, just do a simple / and inside your route, router.js, just add this / and it gets you back to the home directory. That was simple enough. We will probably be deleting these examples later, but I just wanted to show an easy example of what it is to do with work with routing in Ember, which I personally really enjoy it. And now let's get into the About Us page. So there's going to be some things in here that we're missing, which I would say one of them is the files, the image files. So we're going to pull those over And I'm going to share the Git repo so y'all can have this as well and easily follow along. Inside, let's see, the public folder, we have all our images. So what I want to do is open in find in folder. No, that's not what I want to do. Open in Finder. I'm just going to move these, reveal in Finder. I'm just going to simply move these over to our existing folder. Okay, so all of these files. Compress them. And then here, we're going to open up this folder with open space dot. And now you can see our public folder is here. Archive zip, I'm going to move it over and then decompress it. You won't be doing a lot of this, so you don't have to worry about following along exactly. All right, let's get these over here. Move them into this directory like we want, and then we'll delete the compressed folder file. Okay, now let's do this. Now we're gonna need to do some cleanup work. There's a lot of inline styles in here that makes it look pretty ugly. But when I was building it, I know that was a thing to get done quickly. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna refresh our About Home page. Okay. The files, images. Oh, okay. So one thing else that we need to do is create an image folder inside public. So we can do this one of two ways. We did have the file folder open, but we don't now. I like using terminal for whenever we're doing this kind of stuff. You can do make dir inside of, I believe it's inside the root, yeah. Yeah. So public image, I believe. No such file, make directory. Okay, well, I won't fiddle with that. We'll just do new folder inside here called image. And then let's just simply move all of these over to our image directory. All right, now if we go back here, refresh, it's broken. Error while merging. Now, because we moved files that were assets, we probably need to rebuild our project. So let's rebuild it and then reassess where we're at. One of the things I noticed just as me going back through an old project like this is we don't ever do inline styles for one. You want to keep that in. If you're working in Ember, you want to keep it in the styles folder directory, and where all the other files are located. Okay. So apparently the styling is not working, and I know why. So let's go over here and get our styles directory set up. So app CSS is SCSS is what we want. So we're going to change that to more of a Sass-like file. I'm going to paste that in. That gives us a lot more styles we had before. And also preloader, which we didn't have before. New file, preloader. This. Save that. Now, as you can see up here, I've associated it, basically imported it into the default, the main file, SCSS file, by doing import preloader. So now that file is getting passed in there. Okay, we have one more, which I think should fix this issue. And I think we just called it, yeah, profile images. New file, profile images, CSS, and paste it. Now, after that's saved, let's revisit our page. That's interesting. Why is it not? Set up as a class. I don't think we have Sass and all that set up and configured, so we may need to do that next. Let's look at Broccoli asset rev optional, and the previous project I had Ember Bootstrap. Okay, so we need to install Bootstrap and Ember Bootstrap. In the Ember Bootstrap, let's just do this. And then we can remove those two. Okay, so because we're installing a new package, we'll have to close out the server. Now, I'm sure there's going to be other packages over here that we're going to need. ESLint, precompile. QUnit Sass. So Ember CLI Sass. I thought we already had that, so let's take a look. No, we don't. Ember CLI Sass. We'll install some of these later. Font awesome. We need to go and install. What else? ESLint config printer. We'll come back to those. Now, just to install these now, just do npmi. Alright, this video is going a lot longer than anticipated. I may have to break this up to another video. This might be a second. After we get this installed, we'll come back and do the second half of this. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you on the other side. Don't forget to subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube. Thanks again. Talk to you later.